Wait a minute, this movie has significantly more torture than I'm used to in September. Don't we usually do musicals this month? Let's give it a moment. Someone might start singing.
We're gonna get you out!
Just like in The Wiz. What? I have to do a lot of father and son movies before mine is due, and this sort of counts, I guess. I don't know, that's just a coincidence, really. I'm mainly doing this because there's a new Saw movie coming at the end of the month. It feels like it wasn't that long ago I reviewed the first movie, which makes sense. There wasn't a lot of time between Saw and Saw 2. The first Saw was such an immediate success, a sequel was greenlit so fast that they were even interested in a sequel when Saw was in the festival circuit. And a quick way to get that done? Use an existing script. Saw 2 originally came from a script called The Desperate, written by Darren Lynn Bousman, who had previously tried getting it made but had no luck due to its extreme violence. Eventually, Saw cinematographer David Armstrong showed the script to producer Greg Hoffman, who at first thought he was supposed to be mad because of the similarities, then was told, no, we should make this Saw 2. So the script was picked up. It also became Bousman's first feature as a director, and Saw co-writer Lee Wannell came in to help transform the script into a proper sequel. And now you know how Saw 6 originally started as a long-awaited sequel to Death Nurse. Oh god, someone's gonna get their dick put in that. Oh, phew, it's the logo. Still, I'm nervous. Even the logos don't appear to be making it out alive. And aw shit, a POV shot? Maybe they're mad at the cinematographer for bringing this to their attention. There's been some kind of mistake here. I'm not supposed to be in the makeup chair for the next Batman villain. Thankfully, they do a lot more with adapting this script into a Saw film than the let's just insert Pinhead into existing script movies. They do a good job of making this feel like the universe of the first, without just simply copying the first movie. Hell, the vibe and structure of Saw 2 really feels like a template for how the later sequels would look and be paced. For instance, the isolated scene at the beginning featuring some poor bastard who has a chance of winning his life back, but will totally lose. In this case, it's Michael, who's a snitch. The hell? This guy is a rat. He should be doing something more noble, like torturing the criminals he tells on. The director is getting in on this. That's Bousman filling in for, I would say, Jigsaw putting the key in his eye, but later we find out that's Dr. Gordon. Saw 7 is stupid. But anyway, he's got to get the key out from behind his eye.
How much blood will you shed to stay alive, Michael? Live or die. Make your choice.
Well, so long, world. What happens if he just puts his arms between the trap to block it from hitting his face? Why bother trying that? We can't have this character hanging around anymore. That's what's bringing in Detective Eric Matthews, played by Donnie Wahlberg. I am almost surprised they didn't work this into him being the same character from Dead Silence, even though he's a bit less jokey in this film and shaves his face with an electric razor significantly less. He is on the outs with his son, which is dived into a lot more in some deleted sequences, where they focus on him having an affair with Detective Carey, played by Dina Meyer, which led to his divorce. And it's easy to do this kind of cool transition from his room to the crime scene. Given the whole movie was shot in one building, the security office here was the crew's changing room. It all comes down to the editing for its style, where it's in the genre of movies shot in 7-vision. There's always some kind of message left for the detective. If he looks closer, he'll discover he still loves his wife. When will those kids patch things up? There's still lines where they briefly allude to their affair, like when they mention not being partners anymore. But there's more important detective work to focus on. This is a 100,000 cuts a second film. Everyone knows that to crack the case, you just need a good dream flashback. That'll show him the clue where Jigsaw is hiding, or it will lead them to hardened 70s private detective / porn star Wilson Steele. Nope, it's Jigsaw. They'll have to make it past the entrance first. Hello, this is Carlton, your doorman. They should at least look down, given that they're arresting a guy known for booby traps. Idiots! I like that it's Jigsaw's plan to get caught here, but he still sets up traps to be a dick anyway. Just who is this Jigsaw guy?
Down on your knee!
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Holy shit, it's the guy from the end of the first! Alright, Larry Bird, you're going downtown. You're no Larry Legend in this district, pal. However, there's no budget to take him to the precinct. We'll do all our business right here, where there's already a group of people trapped in a house somewhere, along with Matthews' son Daniel. Now it's a ticking clock movie where he has 2 hours to save his son, or else...
Oh, yes. There will be blood.
Or else he'll strike oil and beat him with a bowling pin. Just listen to the clues, detective.
He's in a safe place.
Got it. The security footage isn't live, and my son is currently in a safe. Never mind. Let's spend some time with these characters in Booby Trap House, where if they wanted to, they probably could have turned this into a sequel to Cube as well. There's some familiar faces here too. Man, everyone in this trap got AIDS and shit. And what is Beverly Mitchell doing here? She did everything right. She went to church and was on Seventh Heaven. Maybe there's some other movies that can help them out.
I saw this movie on TV last week. This guy, he was a reporter, asleep in his hotel room the first night. Bam, he wakes up and he spent 9 years in that room.
You watched some old boy knockoff on TV? Even these characters, too, had backstories that were elaborated on more so in the script, like Addison being a prostitute who once slept with Matthews, though this is followed up on in Saw 4, where it shows her trying to pick up John. Oh, and there's also Shawnee Smith as Amanda. She's there because it's gonna turn out she's in on it at the end and working with Jigsaw. Let's take a break. They'll be figuring this out for a while. So head on over to our Patreon, where you can see episodes in advance, take part in AMAs, and see episodes currently in copyright limbo, like our supersized Shining miniseries episode. And don't worry, we still got Julie from the Stand miniseries in this episode. All that and more over at patreon.com/thecinemasnob. Hope to see you there. We are back to the best escape room movie. This should be easy. They have someone working with the villain, and one of the actors is Tim Bird. He works as a prop guy on several movies and shows. He'll know how to handle these gadgets. Part of the game is that they have to figure out what they have in common. Also, X marks the spot, and when you leave a room, collect $200. Sweet! There's already some winners here. They see a note that says, "Don't use this key to open the door." So what do? I love that even Amanda kinda breaks character to say, no, don't use that key. She even sticks up for Jigsaw when they insult him, going, "Hey, he's not a serial killer. He just wants us to play by the rules." He's a little busy, though. They clear the room so they can have a friendly conversation. Don't you worry, Officer Rigg. You'll be the lead in Saw 4. Back to more clues, like the numbers are in the back of your mind. Of course, one of us opened the door telepathically. Come on, guys. There's a Church's Chicken across the street. Let's eat. Xavier will be the hothead of the group, because movies like this always have a mini-villain. Hey guys, what if we just start beating down a wall till the hole leads to the outside? Oh, never mind, there's a door that says exit. Phew, I'm glad we decided to play the game in practice mode. With the second film, though, now we can learn even more about cancer patient John Kramer.
The jigsaw piece I cut from my subjects was only ever meant to be a symbol that that subject was missing something.
He's really pretentious, and he's one of those patients.
Kind. Get me a glass of water.
Shouldn't have sent Death Nurse home. I guess this is still sort of a theme month. It's character chopping down a door month on the Snob. One of the things that they have in common is that they've all been in prison before, and if they ever figure out this house puzzle, they're still gonna squat here for a while. It's a big place, and security seems tight. I love that I guess Jigsaw knew who was gonna die first. But what if it was Obi who was the one who got shot with the trap door? They'd just be listening to this tape like, well, guess this doesn't matter. Let's draw straws to see who goes instead. Someone has to go in this furnace to get the antidote for the poison inside of us.
Once you are in hell, only the devil can help you out.
Well, the devil and Rufus the demon. Jigsaw does not treat his helpers well. Obi was the one who kidnapped some of them. What? I was his #1 sidekick. Well, me and Detective Hoffman. Wait, we haven't met him yet. I guess this should be fine. I've seen Freddy Krueger crawling around in one of these things, and he's in several movies. I assume Freddy would be smart enough not to take down the only one that is hard to pull down. On the plus side, though, watching himself burn has taught him the true meaning of Christmas. This is way worse than Journey to Hell. This fire is real. Let's get you on out of here. When you go to hell, it will be a step up. The fire there is green screen. While it's always fun to go back and revisit these 2000s horror films, especially ones where we were there opening day at every entry in the franchise, I can't say I miss the quick cut / slow motion music video editing from this era. But anyway, Jigsaw again assures them he's not a killer.
Yeah, well, putting a gun to someone's head and forcing them to pull the trigger is still murder.
Since when is force a problem for you?
Don't but what about me, you asshole? While he was in the first, we do spend significantly more time with Jigsaw in this one, from seeing more of his backstory. And, see, Dr. Gordon is still sorta in this. The second film really is the one that defines his character more so, since it is Tobin Bell's performance that makes this an iconic horror character of the 2000s. Even if John thinks he's better than me!
Cancer is an excuse for what you do.
No, the cancer isn't what started me at my work.
My wife and I had a terrible insurance company, and she also miscarried. Oh wait, that's also later. In this one, it's that he survives a suicide attempt. My God, I'm going to do good for this world. I'm gonna kidnap a doctor and make him saw his own foot off, and also a photographer too. He'll make them appreciate life, or else. I like Jigsaw as a horror character. It's like seeing Old Testament God as a slasher killer. Then there's Amanda too, who's fun. She's either pretending to look for stuff, or maybe she lost her wallet. Shit, why did I even bring that? John is the last person who would steal a 20 out of it. I should have left it with him. The movie does well at not getting too cheap with the jump scares, though this one I don't understand. Did he shit himself on the way over? What was that? And remember, if something is hard to open, best leave it alone. Oh no, he busted himself into Charlie and Frank's apartment from It's Always Sunny. Now we get Xavier's mission, where again, it works out, he's still alive. This is an important message.
The game of offering hope to the desperate. I think we can agree that your situation is desperate.
Ooh, he said the desperate, so, sorta title drop. Now he must jump into a pool of syringes to find the key. That's what happens when you go for the physical challenge after the double dare. This ain't too bad. Could be worse. Could be a furnace. He's gotten his shirt dirty enough, though. Throw Amanda in there. It's established she likes needles. The real torture was the multiple days it took to replace the syringe tips, given there's about 120,000 of them. They only have so much time. It's just a 25-day shoot. No, you've reached the 26th day. You didn't make it in time to the door. So, we're good, right? Just so you know, if I had it to do over, I would totally still throw her in the needle pit. And that's when they put it together that they've all been to jail. And no shit.
Make it 4.
For what?
Doesn't matter.
In the script, it says it was shoplifting. Things are getting even more intense in the interrogation. Because it's doing the classic 2000s quick cuts to his emotions. Now to play bad cop, he's destroying all of John's life's work. Go ahead, detective. A lot of these have already been built. They'll last long after I'm dead. Then he brings up how Eric has planted evidence in the past, which means it also could have easily turned into a sequel to 10 to Midnight if it was made in the 80s. So what they also have in common is it was falsified evidence from Matthews that put him in jail. Wait, so he falsified evidence to lock up a shoplifter? I think he's got an addiction to being corrupt. Why the hell hasn't this evidence been brought to light sooner? And what does Jigsaw care if someone's a vigilante? There's more reveals coming, like how the numbers to escape are marked in the back of their necks, and Jonas is in an even bigger predicament. If he doesn't get out of here soon, the bus will explode! This escalates quickly. You could just ask to see the number on the back of his neck, and not pull out a knife, which leads to a prison yard fight, if that prison is the New York from Escape from New York. Oh, and X does mark the spot. I like how Jigsaw has the morals of a reality show producer, like showing them all the photo of Daniel with his dad. Ooh, that'll cause more drama and make for great television. They have their work cut out for them. If Laura and Jonas have tapes, well, someone else is gonna have to jump in the needle pit again. And what would happen if the poison did kill all of them before they got out? So, bad news about your son. Just take me in, detective. She'll get him to safety. I'm gonna have a talk with the boss when I get back. You didn't make this easy for me, leaving me here with this psychopath. We'll be right back. Eric's tried watching the whole movie. Now he just wants to beat the ending out of Jigsaw.
Rubik, you've done it again!
I'm gonna get you, Rubik!
It's Rubik's Magic Puzzle, the new challenge from the incredible Erno Rubik.
I can't put it down. Can you, Abe?
Rubik's Magic Puzzle, new from Matchbox. You'll never put it down.
Give me that back.
It's my turn.
We're back, people. You really had that coming, you smug son of a bitch. And there's more antidote, but they're using one of those old crane machines that went hard in keeping kids from reaching in and pulling the prize out. Okay, so just put your hand through to push the blades up so she can get her arms out. Or just be a villain about it, because the movie still needs a Quentin from Cube. And editing like this. Why? Seems legit. He said game over and that he'll take me to the house. But it has to be just me who goes. I see this ending well. Good thing they're able to walk out of there while no one sees them till it's too late. We're on the right street. It's the same chaotic driving editing from the first, although with more movie references.
It's the last house on the left.
Or is it the last house on Dead End Street? Or the house on the edge of the park? Christ, I can't remember. When that Saw ending music starts to play, you know some bad shit is gonna go down, and someone's gonna be left screaming, even if we have to replay some of the screaming from the previous. My god, this dirty-ass house contained the dirty-ass bathroom from the first. Well, kinda. They did have to rebuild the set from the first, and they did a good job with that. Adam will still be fine, they just have to shower him off. The Saw movies are a universe where you have to do the bloodiest option to something that sounds easy. Xavier was a total dick, so they're not telling him the number on the back of his head. Okay, fine. This is an extreme horror film, I'll cut it off myself. I do like the ad-lib they kept in, where actor Frankie G just put the skin prop in his pocket. He was easier to take care of than we thought he would be. We didn't have to chain him to shit. Oh yeah, and the footage they were watching wasn't live, and Daniel was in a safe with oxygen. The last 25 pages of the script were kept from the other actors, though it's not a hard twist to figure out if you go into it thinking that it's going to have twists like the first one did, especially with Amanda turning out to be Jigsaw's sidekick, meaning a villain was in the room the whole time. But still, what if this guy got the upper hand? Jigsaw's plans can go south so easily. Oh, and Eric framed Amanda too, I guess.
I was guilty of a lot of things, but not the drug charge you framed me for.
Again, why would he do that? He just has an addiction to framing people. Yes, you don't need to give me a recap. I like how these movies always end like it's a show and you're watching a recap that should be at the beginning of the next episode, but instead it's at the end. Matthews will be fine for a little while. He can feast on Adam's flesh for a few weeks, or escape at the beginning of the third. Ooh, I wonder what the end song will be like. Damn, I was expecting it to be pop country. I do like these movies, and the second is generally considered to be a fan favorite. Box office wise, it's still the biggest earner in the States. It's convenient as hell, but it is a fun movie. You really get to meet more of Jigsaw in this. The traps are fun. Donnie Wahlberg is a great addition to it, as he's a guy who can play a burnt out cop in his sleep, and he does it very well. And quicker than it took for me to say this sentence, a Saw 3 was greenlit for 2006. I just hope it brings back the strong Christian values and life lessons of the first film.